Yeah. Part of the today's session, I just want to show you how exactly we can perform a swipe down or a swipe up operations using a program. So let me show you a simple scenario for this scene, for which I'm using this APM inspector session with the Swag Labs, the source demo app itself. I'm just creating an instance with that particular app. And on that screen, once the app got loaded, I'll show you what I'm trying to do right now. The swipe down, okay, the scroll down, swipe down, all those things. I'll show you that. Okay, so here, let it load. If you can see my mobile, it's trying to establish a session. APM settings got installed right now, and it's trying to launch the app. Even we can see the log for the details information. Okay, the server is running. Yeah. So the server logs are being captured, and it's trying to see the app which is there on a mobile, and it is trying to launch that particular app. And here it is. The app got launched on the mobile, and the inspector session screen got changed. Okay. Here, if you see right now, okay, so if you see my mobile right now, there is a standard user, and still I can scroll down further. See, basically, this is a lengthier screen. So a few people will consider this as a swipe up. The reason is we are moving the screen up, right? So few people will consider it as a swipe up, and few people will consider it as a swipe down. The reason is they are scrolling down the web page. Either of these things is correct, depending on their particular view. If you ask me, I can consider it as a swipe up. I'm moving up, and here the page is scrolling down, and few people will call it as a scroll down also, whichever it might be. What I want to do right now is on this Swag Labs login screen, I want it to scroll down first. And upon performing a down operation, I want to click on this standard user. So if you click on this standard user, what's happening is the username and a password were directly updating here. The username and a password were directly updating here whenever you and click on it. So I need to scroll down my screen or swipe up my screen, and I want to click on this standard user. This is what the activity that I want to do. Okay, I just want to click on this standard user. So let us try to identify the locator for this standard user. This standard user is having a content description directly. I can pick it up. Okay, come back here and copy this Swag Labs login scenario program that we have created earlier. So right click on that program, copy, paste that program here again. Swag Labs, scroll down. This is the code that I'm creating right now. And on this particular chunk, I don't want to enter the username text field, enter the password text field. These two I don't want. And upon opening the application, I need to perform a swipe up or a scroll down operation. How exactly you can achieve that? In order to do this particular thing in APM, we need to use a touch actions class. Okay, this touch actions class, we can use it for press, long press, double tap. Okay, we can use it for a double tap. You can use it for swipe up, down, left, right, all those things you can do using this particular touch actions class that we have here. So for these touch actions, you need to specify the coordinates. You need to specify the coordinates for which you want to manage this operation. Okay, you want to manage this particular operation. So first of all, let us create an instance to this touch action. Touch action space ACT is equal to new touch action. And here you need to pass the driver instance for that. Import these touch actions here. Okay, so let us import these touch actions. Okay, so once after you imported these touch actions, as said that we need to specify the coordinates. These coordinates will be specified using a point option itself. Point option is again a class using which we can specify the coordinates. So here, let me create an instance. Point option P is equal to new point option. Okay, point option P is equal to new point option. Again, I created an instance for this point option. And this is from an import point option from an Appium Java client itself. Okay, perfect. Once we are done with it, so now in order to perform this particular swipe up operation, what you need to do, first of all, I know using a touch action and a point action, I can deal with it. But what exactly the action I need to do, we need to know, right? So here, what are we going to do here in this current example? In order to perform this swipe up, what I'm doing here, I'm pressing my control here at this point, somewhere at this particular point, right? Manually, if you observe, I'm pressing my control and I am moving up. Okay, press and move we are doing in this particular action. If you clearly observe, in order to perform a swipe up, we are doing a press operation first at a location, and then we are moving the second operation to a specific location. Okay, to a specific location. To perform this, we need to deal a press operation and then you need to move. See here, I'm pressing in this box and I'm moving up. So if it is here, basically press, move up. So here I'm doing it. I'm just moving it up. This is what I'm doing. So press and move. These are the two actions that you need to do. But immediately a quick question that comes in our mind, where we need to press. So here, where exactly you need to press and to where you need to move. You need to know these two things, then only the swipe will work. So here, if you observe at this particular point, I'm pressing somewhere from, if you consider this as a axis, basically. Okay. If you consider this as an axis. Okay. So am I doing, this is an x-axis and this is a y-axis. Okay. In order to perform this swipe operation, are we doing any horizontal operations? No, right? So we are not doing any operations horizontally. If you observe, we are pressing here and we are swiping up, which is going to be a vertical axis you are trying to do. Right. You are trying to do this particular activity vertically, not horizontally. So in order to deal with this, while we are using the coordinates for this particular program, okay, while we are using the coordinates for this particular program, for this swipe operation, the horizontal, so I can consider the x coordinate as a 0. As I am not touching my x coordinate in this situation, I'm just dealing with my y coordinate itself. I'm just dealing with my y coordinate in this example. I'm not touching anything horizontally. Okay. And here horizontally. Okay. This is an x coordinate and this is a y coordinates. And then what are we doing right now? So consider that this is at the starting. Okay. Consider that this is at the starting. This is at the starting of the screen. Which one? Yeah. This is the start point. This is the start point. And at the bottom, this is the end point. We have both the start and an end point. If you consider in a perspective percentages, start it's going to be the 0% and it's gonna be 100%. Okay, start is 0% and it's gonna be 100%. So if you consider that I'm clicking somewhere here, which I can consider it as at an 80th percentage of the screen position. Okay, if you consider this height of this particular screen, okay, somewhere at the 80th position of 80th percentage of that particular screen, I'm pressing. And then from here, we are moving up to here itself. Roughly again, a 20 percentage we are moving up. That's it. So what I want to do means, I want to play around with the height operation. Okay, I want to play with the height with the which 80 percentage of height of the screen, from there to 20 percentage up. I want to deal with it. So come back here. In order to do that particular activity, you need to get the screen, right? So driver dot manage dot. Okay. So let's get this instance. So driver dot manage dot. Let it load. Driver dot manage dot. Okay. Window dot. So here I want to get the size of the screen. Using this get a size, you are going to get the dimensions of the screen, which is going to be the height and width. So here dimensions D is equal to, import these dimensions from Selenium. And here I want to get the height of this particular screen. And it's gonna be with an 80th percentage. Whenever you are multiplying with a decimal value, there is a possibility for this to get it as a decimal value. Hence, what I'm doing means I'm using a typecasting concept that you have in a Java. So what are we doing? This is an outcome of a decimal value. I'm converting that type into an integer, and I'm storing it in an integer right now. So it means this height I'm multiplying with 0.8. I will be getting a decimal value, and I'm doing a typecasting of that decimal value into an integer, and I'm storing, which is an 80th percentage. The same thing I need to repeat it for a 28 percentage also. Int h2 is equal to integer of t dot get height, and this time multiply with the 0.8. So I got my height a H1 and a H2. The 80th percentage I stored it in a H1, and the 20th percentage I stored it in a H2. Now I need to press at the 80th percentage, and I need to move to the 20th percentage. So the action that we need to do is we need to press at H1 and we need to move to H2. In the current situation, we are not doing any operations horizontally. We are doing everything vertically itself. So here, ACT dot press. For this press, you need to specify the location. So the point here is x-axis. So the horizontal coordinate is 0 and height is h1. The same way, move to P dot point of x is 0 and y is h2. Okay. For this particular coordinate, perform this one. And at the end, release that action and perform that particular action. This is the mandatory thing. Release and perform are the mandatory things that we need to do. Okay, release and perform. And later, I need to perform a click operation on the standard user. Copy this locator. Okay, so here driver dot find element by XPath, and I want to perform a click operation on that particular locator. Okay, let us update this particular XPath properly. Perfect. Done the deal. We just clicked on it. Okay, let me try to run this script and see whether it is working or not. If it is not working, then we will further customize this particular command. Run as a Java application. I'm doing it right now. Let us see the execution, what's it's performing on the mobile app. Okay, so let it kill that instance and then it will reinitiate it and then it will try to perform. Let's see. Let it load. It's trying to establish a session with it. It killed the app and now it's trying to open that particular app. And now it should try to perform the swipe down. Okay, it tried to perform the swipe down, but I couldn't see that operation, right? I couldn't see. Let's see. It performed a click operation. I was unable to recognize that swipe down, whether the swipe down is happened or not. I couldn't recognize it. So what I'm doing here is after pressing and moving, if you observe manually, we are holding it for few seconds, right? So it means what we are doing in the real world situation means, okay, if you observe this particular instance, what I'm doing means I'm pressing and I'm holding a second and then I'm moving. Press, wait, and then move. That's the reason for these actions, the touch actions class. After performing a press operation, we are using a wait operation. And there's a wait options I want to pass out over here. I'm creating the wait options right now. So there's wait options. I'm specifying with a duration. Okay, let us create an instance to this wait operation. New wait option, it's not recognizing. Yes, it's a wait options. And this wait options with a duration dot how much time that I want to do of milliseconds, basically 700 milliseconds. I just want to give it. Okay, and then move. So here what I'm doing, guys, in this situation, I'm pressing and I'm asking my action to wait. After pressing at that particular location, wait for a second and then move. This is what I'm performing that operation right now. Press, wait, and then move. That's what we are doing right now. Let me try to run the script this time and see how it's going to execute. Okay, I'm trying to execute this particular script and let us see how this is going to work. Okay, let it execute. Okay, here is the mobile app. So here is the mobile app instance. And now this time it's waiting for a few seconds. And then okay, it's capturing the instance. And now it performed the swipe down and then it clicked on that particular operation. So this is the way how exactly you can use a swipe up operation. Okay, so this is the way how exactly we can use a swipe up operation. And guys, if you remember, we did a Swag Labs one end-to-end scenario. If you remember, while doing that end-to-end scenario, the finish button, we noticed it at the bottom. At that time, we did a swipe down manually, right? So let me try to recreate this particular program and where in which I want to use this swipe down logic there. Okay, so here, in order to perform this swipe down operation, what is the logic that we have? Create an instance to the touch actions, get the height of that particular screen, and then perform this operation. Copy these lines of a code, come back to this scenario. Before clicking on the finish, I want to use this swipe down, swipe up operation. Let me try to run this program and see whether this end-to-end scenario is working right now or not. I'm just executing this particular program with this swipe down logic. So we have already created this logic sometime before, guys. So that was probably in a previous session, I guess. We created this program to log in into the application and then to add a product to the cart, navigate to the checkout details, and then click on a finish, entering the first name and a last name. All those things we have already prepared it. Where at that time, we don't know how to write down a swipe up logic. Hence, I did that operation manually. This time, as we know that particular logic, I want to do that particular operation using a program and check whether the program is dealing that activity or not. That's it. The continue got to click. And here in this screen, it needs to swipe down. But I noticed that in the previous screen itself, it got a swipe down. Okay, the reason here is, where is this swipe down logic? The reason here is, where is this? Here. Here is the logic. So what happened is, after performing a continue operation, right after that, it's performing the swipe down before loading the next screen. So what I'm doing right now is copy these a few seconds of timeout. After the continue, wait for few seconds so that the next screen will load for us. Okay, let me run this program and see how this is going to work. So run as a Java application this time and see this execution right now. Okay, the execution is happening. Let us see this execution right now. Okay, so earlier instance, the reason is right after performing the continue operation, I haven't done that activity, which is waiting for the page load. Okay, so right now this execution was started and it's executing the program. And if you see right now, this time it should perform this activity. Let us see that. Okay. So the login is successful. And then it should add the product to the cart. And then navigate to the cart details screen, the further activities, everything it should do. And it should enter the details. And it should click on a continue and wait for a few seconds. And then here it should perform a swipe down, swipe up. So here, let's see. Swipe up. Yes, the activity was done and it clicked on a finish without having issues. This is the way how exactly we can deal with the swipe up operations on a mobile automation. Okay, and it's a full lengthy end-to-end scenario. It navigated till logout functionality and it did a logout operation too. Okay, perfect. Done the deal, guys. This is the way how exactly you can deal with the swipe up operations.